I just went to Walmart to get rhinestones. This tiny thing of rhinestones was like $2.98. I get up to the cash register and it rings up as like $7.50. So I swiftly left and went back to the crafting aisle and I took a picture of the price and I brought it back up front. And he's like, I can honor it for now, but just so you know, the pricing is going to be changing. And I'm like, what do you mean? And he's like, we're going to get like the digital price tags so soon the price can change at any time. And then we're not going to be able to price match any pictures you provide us. The robbery, straight robbery. I'm not paying $7 for cheap ass rhinestones and having the price of my food like double or triple on me. And you're not going to honor the price that's in front of me on the shelf. If the price is different than the prices on the shelf, then why didn't you update the shelf price? No, I'm not playing these games.
Yesterday's price is not today's price. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Have you noticed when you go to the grocery store, are the price tags, the dollar amounts no longer on the items? Have you noticed that when sales items are on sale, they're really not on sale? Well, there's a reason. You're not crazy. It's not just you. And after the video today, you'll have a little more insight, a little more ammo, if you will, in your arsenal to be able to combat some of these things. Because when I tell you it's a full onslaught, it is. And if you're not in the know, you will get got. Stay tuned, buckle in, and listen to what's going on. And at the end, we'll provide some solutions. You guys have a lot of wisdom and advice, so make sure you share so the community can benefit. Hi, my name is Robert, and on this channel, we simplify the home loan process.
Listen to me really closely. The reason that these price tags are going electronic now is because they're going to bring in dynamic pricing. Be safe out there.
Let's use this example. I want a latte at 10 a.m. It's $8. You want a latte, but you can't afford to pay $8. That latte should not be $8 at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You should be able to buy it for half price. And if we deploy dynamic pricing the right way, I'm happy because I got it when I want it because I'm willing to pay for it. You're happy because you got it when you can afford it. And the establishment is happy they're selling more lattes.
Your milk might start having a rush hour price to it. I need you to listen closely because this is one of those things that sounds fake until it starts affecting your wallet. Stores like Walmart are already experimenting with this thing called dynamic pricing. That's really a fancy way of saying your groceries are going to start acting like airline tickets. Same loaf of bread, same dusty bag of flour, but two different prices, all depending on what time you choose to go shop. So if you go 2 in the afternoon, the flour is sitting there like it requires VIP access. You go 2 in the morning, all of a sudden that same flour is going to be humble. They want your groceries to play musical chairs with your money. And understand, this has nothing to do with inventory. This is about squeezing a little extra juice out of your last dollar like it's a dry lemon. If you're hungry at dinner time, you're going to pay a premium price. If you're bored shopping at midnight, you're going to get a budget blessing. So if you ever walk in a store and feel personally attacked by a price tag, you probably were. This is not inflation. This is pricing with attitude and locking in their profits.
Yes, indeed. Dynamic pricing models. It's not a new concept. She mentioned the airlines. That's something that they've been doing for years. And a lot of other businesses are going to follow suit. They're catching up. And is it illegal? Earlier this year, there was a lot of hubbub about some landlords in the Atlanta area. They were accused of price fixing. And so that's the danger with this. How do you know if there's an algorithm with the computing power that we have now that can in real time adjust the prices of goods and services based on demand or your habits? And so a lot of these apps that you guys are downloading, a lot of the things that you're doing, it's really to track your behavior so things can be served up to you. It's going to be harder and harder to ferret out And now you see some of the larger retailers. Walmart was mentioned. I've heard of Michael's. I think that's a crafts store. You guys could correct me if I'm wrong. You guys let me know. Have you seen this practice? Those of you that go out and shop, have you noticed that there's no pricing on the items? It's just a barcode. Moreover, are you being pushed into downloading the app from the store with enticements of points and things of that nature? Don't get it twisted. Ain't nothing free. And the reason they're doing this is so that they can serve things up to you. A lot of people in their egos are trapped into this by buying certain things, certain logos and things of that nature. A lot of this stuff is made at the same place. They'll put one logo here and another here, and you'll pay more because you feel like that makes you better than other people. And so now this is going to be done in real time. So how does one combat these things? Let me know if this is something that you've noticed, or if you're already on top of things and you understand what's going on. Help the community out and let us know what it is that you're doing to protect yourself from paying more for an item based upon either the need of that item and or your spending habits. Because as the last lady said, it really has nothing to do with tariffs and or inventory. That's the excuse that'll be used. And then once you comply to what's going on, things never change. And they really, really, really can get you. So I could see the good, I could see the bad. But when it comes to greed, it's all bad, right? Because businesses a lot of times, unfortunately, will use this to, just keep increasing profits.
This is called a dynamic pricing model that is ran by AI. And these prices are set by multiple factors. Obviously, things like MSRP, but also sales pattern, time of day of the week. And you're not going to believe this, but also your spending habits. That's right. Everyone might not get the same price for the same item. Regulators suspect that these AI models are going to factor in things such as your personal income, your race, your gender, where you live, and even your public data and personal browsing history. This is a direct consequence of market volatility caused by tariffs, but it will be used to maximize corporate profits and squeeze every single cent out of consumers.
So what are the solutions? Here are a couple of things that come to mind in your quest to make things easy, that you don't shoot yourself in the foot. Because as my mother-in-law always says, I did it to myself. And a lot of us are doing it to ourselves, and doing it to ourselves. And this is what I noticed. Folks don't go to the grocery store anymore. It looks like a fleet of folks getting things delivered. Okay. And don't get me wrong, convenience is cool, but let's think back at some of these big box stores that aren't available anymore. And why? Is because Amazon has been able to replace those stores to boost profits for the sellers, not necessarily for the buyers. And over time, the buyer ends up paying more, and you just don't realize it because you don't have any competition. Convenience kills. Shout out to Kai, the homie, because he's right. I don't know where he got it from, but that's where I got it from. In your quest for convenience and ease and comfort, understand you're putting yourself in bondage. So don't run all the humans away. Number two, while living in this digital age, there's certain things that you have to do. There's certain browsers that you can utilize that don't track as much or sell your data to these data brokers, because that is another layer of defense for yourself to prevent people from tracking your habits. You'd be surprised what it is that you do unconsciously. And it's not the devil and it's not magic. It's cookies. There's DNS servers. A lot of these televisions that you buy, just think about it. I saw a 77-inch television for like $800. Back in the day, that's 10, 15, 20 grand. Why are the costs coming down? Because a lot of these HDMI ports and a lot of these TV companies are taking snapshots, thousands of snapshots while you're watching whatever it is that you're watching. Why? Because that's your behavior. They serve things up to you. If you're in your house and you're on these social media platforms and you mention something, it's not a coincidence that it pops up on a browser while you're searching or scrolling, right? Because they're listening. So you have to understand how the system works to be able to combat it. The user experience might not be as comfortable, but that's the cost. That's the trade-off to have less and less of your data out. One thing from a analog standpoint is you can do opt-out pre-screen. Opt-out pre-screen, another way to increase your credit scores and to limit the amount of paper that is sent to you, paper offers and things of this nature, because these folks are selling your profiles to a lot of other people. And this is why you get all of this junk mail. And some of us can't handle it because you see someone calls you and says, hey, you've been approved for a loan that you didn't apply for. And then you go and try to get the loan. Blows my mind, but I digress. If you do these things, it might help you stay out of the matrix as much as possible. Clear out your cache. Remember your passwords. And if you have too many passwords to remember, unless you're running a business or something of that nature, then you probably just signed up to too much stuff. So cleanliness is next to godliness, in my opinion. So a lot of us have a lot of clutter going on, and this is how you get attacked and phished and things of this nature, because you're downloading too much. Respectfully, look at these things, because some of these things can help limit the amount of information that you're giving away. Nobody's taking it from you. If you don't believe me, how many of you, by the raising of your hand, wherever you're watching or listening, how many of you have read the terms of service of the last app you downloaded? Okay. And if you haven't done so, then again, this is what I'm saying. You're giving away your information. The devil can do nothing to you. The devil didn't make you do anything. He has to get your permission. So same thing with these apps and all this stuff. The devil is in the details indeed. So as we wrap this thing up, I'm going to ask you to share how you feel about this topic and what you're doing to prevent your information from going out. Ultimately, there's only one thing that you could do. And if we all had this mindset and we all moved this way, these stores and these companies would change, because if you're not there, they don't make a profit. Listen to this last young lady. Let this resonate in your mind, because this is the ultimate. I tell my clients this all the time when we're dealing with real estate. The ultimate power that you have is the walk away. You see, the walk away. Y'all check it out.
A store that has digital or dynamic pricing won't be seeing me whatsoever, because that means they fired an entire team of employees that their entire job was to go and redo the pricing, the shelves, all of the merchandise stuff. They fired someone so that they could go put the little tags on there and then with the push of a button change the prices. That's so you guys won't be getting my money.
When you do that, you can take back the power. Hopefully you've been empowered. Hopefully I planted a little seed to get you to think about all of this inundation that you have, especially during this time of the year, to spend money that a lot of folks don't even have. It's not just you. Trust me, there's folks in these C-suites and places that are attacking you on a daily basis to get you to spend. If you're out there and you're looking for a human in the loop to help you get in to your first or your next property and do so in a way that benefits you, I'm a lender, and I would love to have a conversation with you. My contact information is in the description of the video below. My time is up, but I thank you for yours. As I always say, let's be good to one another. Let grace abound. Check out these 2 videos. And until the next time, indeed, y'all stay blessed.